Before we dive into this spring riding YouTube episode, I wanted to talk about an event that I'm doing this fall in Missoula, Montana. What originally started as a premiere for Progression Volume 2 escalated into like a full-blown industry event. Backwoods and I are teaming up to throw a massive film festival type of event at the Wilma Theater in Missoula, Montana, October 18th. A bunch of pro-level riders are going to be out and also content creators. They're going to showcase some short films. We're going to do some interviews, and we're going to try to create backcountry culture and help like the local people or whoever flies in, help everyone kind of connect with each other and just build a bunch of hype for the coming season. On top of meeting some of your favorite industry people, you are automatically entered to win a brand new 2025 Polaris Boost just by buying a ticket. Every ticket is an entry to win the sled. So if that isn't enough reason to come on out, I don't know what is. Check out the link in this video description for more info. It's also linked on my Instagram bio if that's easier. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you at the event. All right, last YouTube episode of the season. It's currently mid-May, and we're gonna close the season off with a bang. We have one weekend of riding in May, and then one weekend of riding in June, and then that's it. That's gonna be the season wrap. The last YouTube episode I put out was in Wyoming towards the end of March. You might be wondering what happened in between the end of March and now. Well, I spent a couple weeks riding in Revelstoke filming for Progression Volume 2. I got a couple YouTube episodes that will be released this fall, but mostly focused on filming for the film. It makes it a little tough to try to do a YouTube episode and also film the stuff I need for the film, and there's a lot of overlap, and I don't know, it just makes it really tough. So less YouTube this year because more emphasis on the film. Spent a couple weeks in Revelstoke, was home for about a week, and then went to Sweden for 3 weeks. To start the episode off, I'm going to take my 146 and set it up for slush riding. Over the years, I figured out what mods make spring riding significantly more fun. And I'll just break each one of those down as I put the parts on this sled. So there's already a bunch of parts on here, like the Ice Age rails, the tunnel grips, the shocks. The focus of what I'm going over today is just the stuff that's specific to slush riding. So these would be the parts that I put on mid-May for riding mid-May and later. So just like that, track's out. I like the M66 track. It's super stiff and it has a super thick outside lug here. If you look at like how wide this is, that kind of is going to tell you how well this will cut side hills. You want a thick, stiff outside lug that doesn't flex or fold over when you're on ice spinning. That way it cuts through the ice. Now, the downside of this is it's a heavy track, and then it's going to trench really bad in powder. So there are a few other options. One option is you can just take whatever track you have on your sled and cut about 1/4 inch off the lug, and that's going to help it hook up a lot better. Another option would be to buy an M66 like this and run it. It's going to work really good even if you don't cut it. It's going to be a little stiff for powder riding, and it's probably going to feel like it trenches in powder, but it'll work good in like April snow, and then work pretty good in spring snow. You could run the Challenger Extreme. That's what I just had on this sled. It works really good in powder and like, I don't know, early spring conditions, like say March and April, but it's way too soft for slush riding. This does still work pretty good in slush though. So, kind of a toss up, just depends on how much you're going to use the track for what situation. For deep snow performance, I like the stock 325 track. Works really good, super versatile. If you go to like a 286 pitch, which is what this composite track is over here, what it does is it makes the space from one rod to the other rod narrower, and that means there's more paddles on the track. So when you're spinning out or like full throttle on ice, you're actually spreading the load out to more paddles. And I don't know, I just feel like it works better for slush riding. In deep snow though, I would always take a 3.5 pitch track, and I would take the Polaris 325. So I like to cut a little bit more than the teeth, something like that. And then as soon as I get it started, I pry it out, grab it with this hand, and then cut across.
something like that. That was a terrible cut. The rest of these cuts were a lot better than that. That was a more average cut. They don't have to be perfect. The big thing is just getting the lugs at the same height. You don't want a big variance in height, because then one lug is gonna grip different than the other. If it has a little wave to it, a little bit of a jag to it, if it's angled a little bit, that doesn't matter as much. Once you put a couple 100 miles on these, everything gets kind of rounded over anyway. You can see the paddles are like just completely rounded over. So eventually the track just kind of fixes itself, even if you do a crappy job cutting it. Okay, so I just put the grab seat on. I only run a grab seat for late season jumping, and there's a reason for that. Mid-season, I want to focus on being creative and going big. I would rather get another like 10 feet of distance off a jump than do a grab off a jump. The late season, the snowpack's so icy and hard, and the snowpack's so low, you don't really have as many options to be creative. So what happens is you end up building a jump, like a medium-sized jump, and sessioning it all day long. That is the perfect time to have a grab seat, because a medium-sized jump is better for doing grabs on anyway, and then there's just not, that much you can do when you're working with that type of snowpack. Stock skis are definitely better if you're doing stuff on edge and if you're doing wheelies and just like goofing off. For jumping though, the CNAs are nice because they're stiffer and they track straighter into jumps, and they don't banana out when you have a hard landing in slush. I'm running the same valving and same shocks as my winter setup. It would be nice to go stiffer for spring riding, but the nice thing about the Olins is that they have so much adjustability. I can just max out the compression dial, and then also max out the rebound dampening down here. And if I max out both of those, it makes an insane difference in how stiff the shock is and how it slaps on landings. Clutching changes aren't always needed. It kind of depends on what you're starting with and what track you're running. If you're running a cut paddle track and you're riding heavy, wet slush, it adds an insane amount of load on the sled compared to riding powder. So to help compensate for that, I run either a straight 44 or straight 46 helix. Normally, or in the past, I've ran the straight 46. On this sled, I have the straight 44 right now because I'm running the QD1. And then normally I run like a 165 310 primary spring. I'm running the 180 320, which is the pink Venom spring for this setup because I'm keeping the QD1. So if I end up putting the QD2 back on, I'll probably also change my clutch spring back to the 165 310 because it is possible to have too much snap and too much RPM on the bottom. Last thing I did was swap out the limiter strap from the Chaos limiter strap to a Pro limiter strap. Again, not necessary, and if you're not jumping, I'd definitely stick with the Chaos one so it's a little more playful. But for jumping, adding some ski pressure is nice to help the sled track straighter into jumps and straighten out faster after landing hard. My personal 146 is done, ready to go. I did a little prep on this. That's ready to go. I need to shoot some content on it. Just some like end of season stuff I need to knock out with that sled specifically. Now I'm going to prep this 9R 146 for Jeff Dennis because I'm going to take it to Revelstoke for him and he's going to fly in and ride this one. The prep for this one will be a lot less extensive. All I'm going to do is put a straight 46 helix in and then put a cut paddle track on. I'll ride this afternoon, ride Sunday, ride Monday, come home Monday night, and then I'll have like a day to recover, and then I'll go to Revelstoke. The next most important thing about spring riding is timing your ride when the conditions are good. I look at webcams, snow tells, and then the weather forecast, and if I look at all three of those, normally I can get a pretty good idea of where the conditions are going to be good. Everyone always assumes the most important part of spring riding is having good snowpack. So like looking at a snow tell site and seeing there's adequate depth. That is important. If you don't have any snow, obviously you're not going to be able to do any riding. The thing that's a little trickier is figuring out how hard the snow is going to be. In the spring, a lot of times the snowpack's super icy and rock hard and miserable to ride. It's not worth going out when it's like that. So you kind of have to like guess like, hey, is the snowpack going to be slushy and mushy on top, or is it solid ice? And air temperature plays an impact on that, but that's not everything. You can have an 80-degree day and it still be a block of ice and never slush up. How do you determine if that snowpack's going to be slushy or not? The easiest way is to find someone that's rode and look at their Instagram stories or their videos and see how far their skis sinking into the snowpack. That's not always an option. So the next thing to look for is looking at a snow tell and seeing when the last storm was. And then kind of looking at the temperature and seeing what the temperature's been since that last storm. If you had a 3-foot dump a month ago, that means nothing. That's not very helpful at all. But if you had 6 inches of fresh snow within the last week and it was like 40 degrees all week, the snowpack's gonna probably be really slushy and soft on top. If you had a 6-inch storm and it was 80 degrees all week and sunny, it probably already melted that slush stuff on top and is going to be useless. Warm air temperatures do create slush, but if the snowpack has already turned into an ice block, it's just never going to actually slush up that much. What happens is it gets sun cupped and super, super icy, and you only get like a ½ inch or so of slush on top of that ice, and it's really terrible riding. I'll give 2 examples of 2 different slushy snowpacks. Both are the very beginning of June. One is in Logan, Utah. So check this out. You can see that the snow is super icy and firm, and there's lots of sun cupping, and there's discoloration to the snowpack because it's been so long since the last storm. And then here's another example of riding Cook City last year in June, and you can see the snow is white and there's no sun cupping texture to it, and it's super soft and slushy compared to other snow. Pretty easy to guess which one of these conditions is better riding. Let's get back to current conditions here. Do I think Cook City is going to be good? Yes, I'm super optimistic that we're going to have really good conditions, and here's why. Sled Fest was last weekend, saw a bunch of videos and content from that, could tell that there was a storm within the last week from the content and also from looking at the snow tell. It wasn't a big storm, but it plenty to keep that top layer soft. We have high air temperatures forecasted, around 65 degrees, 60 degrees at 8,000, 9,000 feet. And the nights are supposed to be relatively warm, so that snowpack will freeze at night, but it's not going to freeze solid and freeze all the way through. So all of those things combined should provide us with tons of great riding. I'm using this 155 9R to pull my 146 up there. Reason being is I need both sleds up there tomorrow to shoot content. So I figured the best way to take care of that situation is to just have both of them up there. I'm packing 3 different shovels because I have friends coming tomorrow, bunch of salt, a case of water on this sled, and then just my normal tunnel bag and some more salt under there. This towing setup works really good because it steers itself, running it through the ski loops like that. And then I put the cover over it to keep it from getting full of slush and water while towing. I am heading up solo today. I never recommend riding solo, but being that it's the end of May, the temperatures are really warm, the mountains are pretty forgiving right now, the avalanche danger is extremely low, almost non-existent, and the type of riding I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be keeping the sled flat on both skis. If I was to go tree ride solo or go hit a jump or do basically anything besides ride the trail up there, the risk would be way too high for me and I wouldn't do it. Made it up to Daisy Pass. The sled tipped over at least a dozen times. I started getting kind of frustrated, but we got it. Once I got to a little deeper snowpack and less whoops, it went smoother. A couple more gimbal shots and then I'll be done with these product shots. Well, since I'm all set up here, ready to go for my interview for Progression Volume 2, might as well give a quick update for this YouTube video on what's going on with the film. So last year, kind of decided late in the season to do the film and had to piece it together. I knew it was important to get last year's out because I had to learn how to do a movie And I knew that that was going to be important to go through the struggle of making a movie work with what I had. So I knew how to film this year's film. This year's film I'm super stoked on. Haven't started the editing process yet, but the storylines come together really good. The content is super good. The athletes that are in it are top of the line. All guys you've heard of: Chris Brandt, Brett Turcotte, Andreas Bergmark, Ty Desrocher, Landon Pavan. So just like heavy hitting dudes that are fun to ride with. The film will be released at a movie premiere October 18th in Missoula, Montana. So if you're in the area, highly recommend making it out for that. And then it'll hit YouTube, I don't know, sometime next fall, sometime after the movie premiere. Several years ago, I shoveled this out and gapped over that knuckle, landed kind of down by that tree. It was a really fun jump. Definitely not what I do in snow like this, but like April snow when there's a little bit more give. It's a good one. Scott Iyer shoveled this one out last weekend during Sled Fest. And I did this one last June as well. Pretty mellow one that just goes over this knuckle through the trees. It looks cool, I think, because you have the trees on both sides. It's a nice one to whip a little bit. It's about the perfect size for doing grabs. So should work as like a warm-up jump for tomorrow. All shaped up, ready to go. Now time to go grab some food, a cabin, and go through the content and see if it all turned out how I think it did. All right, we've been up on the mountain, I don't know, 3-4 hours so far. Jeff's up here helping me shoot content. We did a bunch of rolling shots in town of the sled deck and truck. Those went really good.
10 toes deep, I never left. And that's a fact, man, they can't hold me back. Got big dreams, I never left. And Zodiacs, man, they can't hold me back.
Finished up the content I needed of the backwoods sled. Now we're gonna wrap around the corner and go see if we can find some cool creative hits to do. So the crew for today is Jet, Curtis, and Dylan. And then I think all these guys are gonna ride tomorrow, and we'll have a couple more guys. Just smoothed out a little right hand drop whip thing. Probably won't whip it a lot, but get a little bit of style at least. Step it out and land right in there. Jeff had a sick hit off this down that bomb hole. He went way bigger than I did. Pretty big jump for me, or drop I should say. Big drop.
Dude, that was a sick jump.
That was a good one. I got a sweet shot of that.
Hell yeah.
Finally got the blood pumping today.
Oh yeah. Dude, that was a beautiful shot of that.
Dropping down low till we run out of snow. Definitely got thinner down here.
Yeah, different quality.
Yeah, it's starting to get sun cupped. Working on shoveling out a 180 whip hit left-hander. Should be able to get pretty inverted off it. Do a 180, hopefully land on the skis and ride out.
How much do you like snowmobiles?
Enough to quit skiing.
How much do you like snowmobiles, Caleb?
It's hard to imagine anyone liking something more than I like snowmobiling. 10 out of 10. Well, I didn't do a very good job vlogging yesterday. The combination of like trying to stack a bunch of content on a camera, combined with just shoveling like a maniac and having a lot going on, just really didn't have that much to say. I also had a really raspy, sore throat, and it was tough to talk in a way that made any sense. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hit that jump last night. The wind was just blowing way too hard. We had gusts of wind that were probably pushing like 40, 50 miles an hour. And I was just kind of paranoid about thinking that it was calm, hitting the jump, and then getting a gust of wind in the air that blew me, you know, crooked or something and crashing. So hoping to hit that one today. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be able to do it. I kind of had an agenda and shot list yesterday that I was focused on knocking out. Today, there's a little less of an agenda, more just looking for jumps and hitting whatever we find and having fun with it.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. And can you hear the sound of the stereo?
Well, conditions are super icy right now, so we're just doing a massive build, waiting for the snow to set up, or soften up, I should say. We got a good start on this one. It's maybe 80 feet to the knuckle, and then you can probably go as big as like 160 if you go over the knuckle down to the bottom. I set up this time lapse at the very start of the jump, and it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. Not too bad for that big of a build. I think the key to this one was cutting it down, getting it a couple feet lower through here. You can see how it's a nice dished out ramp. The skid will preload really nice at the bottom here, stay preloaded until you leave the lip. Looks really good, just needs salt and we're good to go. You can see it's cut down 2.5 feet or so, and then the peak of the jump there is about 7 feet tall. All right, it's go time. I'm gonna take first hit off it. I'm gonna roll up next to it a couple times, do a couple speed checks, and then give her a go. Yeah, this one doesn't make me like super nervous, but I always have a little bit of nerves on the first hit. It's a pretty textbook build, pretty big landing, relatively low risk, I would say. The hard snow makes it a little more risky, and then having a really aggressive knuckle ups the risk a little bit. I sessioned this jump for a long time. I bet I hit it 30 times. Started with just kind of going big. I probably had like 5 to 10 hits of just trying to go as big as I could and find the sweet spot, kind of over by the trees. then switch to trying to do grabs.
Carnage.
What happened on this one?
A little too big, Caleb. Bad influence.
It was big. It looked really good. Well,
Just
what I could see, you went past the knuckle and it looked good from my angle.
Surprisingly, it was not a bad tumble, honestly. It didn't
That's
hurt.
good.
I did 2 somersaults and it was great. Sled's in a good spot. Golden.
It's getting softer up there the more it's ridden.
I just landed right side in a bomb hole and then freaking yeeted me over. That was freaking huge.
This one's got wheels for some reason.
Over the rocks.
More speed! More speed!
Fuck yeah. That was the biggest stuff of my life.
That was so sick.
That's living right there. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, I fucking hit the kill switch when I landed. Oh, did you see that? Boom. Yeah, I'm definitely not hitting it again.
What do you got over here?
A bunch of Polaroids. Different type of camera, eh?
Sick. Real-time printing. Do you always pack that out sledding?
I actually just bought it on my way up here. So.
Jeff, you gotta outro us since my voice is gone.
An outro? Oh god, I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I say? Here, let me gather my thoughts. Super sick last couple days, I'd say. It's almost June. People tend to give up this time of year, and it's like my favorite time of year to ride, so yeah, couldn't be more stoked to be out on the snow the last couple days.
Signing some Polaroids. That's sick.
These are actually super cool.
I got in about 2 a.m. last night, slept in, and then just been kind of catching up on life stuff. Just got sleds unloaded. They're pretty much ready to go to Revy. Well, let's see, I think I just need to swap weights on this sled, and yeah, that's it. And then actually planning on hitting the road tomorrow instead of Thursday, just so we can get up there a day earlier. Looks like the weather's gonna be better earlier on. The one item I would like to put on that I don't know if it's gonna work out is this small fuel tank. It's a 2.5 gallon tank, and I have a fuel pump ordered for it. It was supposed to be in today, but didn't arrive yet. So maybe tomorrow. Why? I don't know, just to try something different. It saves a lot of weight, packing less gas on your sled. actually a ton of weight. So cheap, easy, well, not that cheap, but easy spot to drop a bunch of weight just to try it out, since this sled has some other lightweight parts already anyway. And you don't really need that much fuel right now. If it was like midwinter, I wouldn't want the hassle of running a small tank, but being that I'm only burning like 6-7 gallons of fuel a day anyway, just because of this, you know, it's spring riding and I'm shoveling a lot, I think running that tank would work out fine. Well, the rain finally let up. It's about 4:40 p.m. and we're gonna go riding. We're gonna go see what we can find. Well, it's not guaranteed we're going riding, but we're gonna drive up to the snow line if we can find it. All right, well, we had a pretty chill day. It was raining all day. Took a nap, edited some content, worked on some sleds a little bit. Then the sky cleared up. We decided to go ride. So we're up here on Boulder. I'm kind of just cruising around on top, and I looked down the monster chute, and it looks very doable. And I've actually been thinking about this all week and how I wanted to try to pull it on my 146. So that's the monster chute right there. Nate's lined up on top with the camera, and I'm gonna run the GoPro. We're gonna see if we can get this 146 up and out the top. I did get this small fuel tank on, so I dropped a bunch of weight. That's gonna be helpful for climbing this. And then, you know, just the other lightweight parts should make a big difference for how much forward drive the sled has. The thing that's a little concerning is just that it's a 146 and the snow's kind of icy. So cut paddle track should help get traction. And I think it's slushy enough to keep momentum up. Definitely pushing it though, because it's a risky chute. If I lose the sled in that, it's going to be totaled. All right, rolling. Damn, this looks scary. Yeah! That was kind of terrifying with the ice and being on a 146. Not a bad way to start a trip out though.
Yeah, 20 minutes into the trip, we came out just to check conditions and we're pulling the monster chute on the 146.
Well, I've been thinking about this one all week and I was like, might as well do it. I don't know if we're going to be back up Boulder this trip. Getting going with day 2. It's a little after 6 a.m. I'm going to take Matt's 146 and do a track swap on it and then change up the clutching and the gearing a little bit to try to get it dialed for spring riding. He has such a sick setup here. Obviously, killer lineup of sleds, big shop, really cool wrenching area there, and then a gear drying room in here that's set up really good. Works out well for me to come up here and just give him some cash for a place to stay. It's way nicer than crashing at a hotel. All ready to go. Cody drives really fast.
Yeah, really fast.
What are we doing, like 45, 50 right now?
The trailer just swerving in the back.
The 2-place trailer is just drifting every one of these corners. Too bad I missed that. Cody just mobbed that snow pile.
I don't know if they're doing that.
I don't think he's doing that.
He might have it. He's got it. Oh no. I mean, it works.
Scott didn't even make it as far as me, so like, old Betsy did well. I'm proud of her.
I think you made too many ruts.
No, I softened the snow up so there's more traction.
I don't know. You're not much of a finished grade operator, though. I'll tell you that.
That truck is brand new. That truck's not even 12 hours old. Yeah. Jeff, what's going on with your feet?
Dude, they need to have socks that unfold from this direction. So that way I could put my knee braces on and just pull my socks up this way and still wear my flip-flops. That's the only thing that's logical.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I don't know what happened to the rest of the group, but the four of us made it back into this basin, found some slushier snow, found something to shovel, little left-hand hip whip thing. Should be a pretty quick shovel, session this, and then keep searching for a big boy somewhere. Inrun's not perfect, but should just be wheeling through it right there anyway. I was just looking at possibly bunny hopping from that spot over the rocks as the inrun. I think that could be cool. Add some style to it.
Dude, that was nuts. Yeah, what the hell, eh? Oh no! You're in the water. It's kind of wild that the cat track is just a raging river. All right, heading out for day 3. Oh look, Nate's putting a cover on today. Tired of getting your sled? After taking the trailer for a side hill through the mud, you decided you wanted your sled cover?
Your cover is so ripped, I may just raw dog it again.
It's not ripped, it's just vented. It has handlebar vents. Those poor Olins getting hammered with mud.
That's the main thing I'm trying to protect.
We're going 3 deep in the old work truck.
I'm a little bummed, honestly. Yeah. I wish you had a split bench so I could sit up here with you guys.
So you could sit in the middle.
I don't know if it's chair.
So the zone we're going up today is one that we've done a lot in the spring. We've probably done it 3 times in May and June, maybe 4 different years of that. So yeah, it always provides in the spring. It seems like the landings hold good snow. Access is good because the road goes nice and high. So we'll see how it is today. I'm pretty optimistic that we're gonna find more today than we did yesterday. Yesterday's zone was sick, but it has a lot of rocks and a lot of the landings had rocks in them, so it just felt kind of limited as far as jumping goes. Scenery was really good though. Made it to the first patches of snow. It's always a good sign. Reassures you you're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Oh! I think the trailer just caught 3 feet of air.
First jump of the day.
Yeah. Put your seatbelts on so you don't hit the ceiling. One of the coolest staging areas in the world.
Agreed.
You unload right here, you go straight up that chute and you're in the Alpine. Typical spring fashion, we got a little bit of wrenching. There's 3 of us in this truck, so there's so much stuff up here, like tools, more tools, spare parts, 3 gear bags, salt, shovels, spare sled, ridiculous amount of stuff. But it's a 2-hour drive from town, so like you don't want to just rip back to Revy when you need a clutch spring at the start of the day. So we decided not to hit this. Combination of things. We were dealing with some wind, obviously not the greatest weather. The knuckle is super harsh. Handful of things that made Landon and I both not really feel it. Currently the plan's to come up here tomorrow and hit it tomorrow. So it's definitely ready to go. Like maybe shovel down the knuckle a little bit and then hit it and session it. But we'll see what happens. I think we're gonna head out now because riding in the rain kind of sucks. And the weather's supposed to be better tomorrow. Yeah, I got super soggy. The forecast was right. Sunny in the morning and then just trash in the afternoon.
Yeah, I'm very moist right now.
Head home, get dinner, try again tomorrow.
Dinner? For once? Summer? Snowmobiling? Yeah!
Nate's pumped because we hardly ever get dinner. Where's all the sledders? Getting going with day 4. It's finally June. Today's June 1st. And probably gonna be the last ride of the season. We actually have a little bit of fresh snow sitting on the side of the road here. What do you think? 2 inches of fresh up there?
Probably a foot.
Man, I'm gonna tackle on and just say a foot also because I'm loving those vibes.
No.
June freshies.
Landon almost cleared this natural, but just needed a little more distance. Cleaned some of the slush out, took some of the whoops out in it, flattened the lip a little bit. My guess is he'll get another 15 feet. Did it smooth?
Oh, I think that was good. I don't know if he's satisfied with that one or not. Scoping out that landing for one more, well, probably a few more hits.
Sick.
That was deep.
Holy shit! Ouch!
He went huge.
It was fucking big.
Yeah, that looked really big from back there. I thought almost he was gonna go over the second knuckle or something.
Because he weighs 100.
Hey, next time, can you go bigger than 20 feet?
I told myself, I'm like, these guys are going wide the fuck open, so I'm gonna do the same. Butter, bro.
Didn't you just say the other day you haven't hit your face on the bars yet?
Haven't.
Wasn't that face on the bars?
We'll have to roll the tape to find out, I guess.
I heard it.
We got the play-by-play.
Fuck no, that was there before, boys.
That doesn't count.
I'm not doing that again.
That little ravine at the bottom looked pretty rough.
There was like 3 after.
Well, it looks sick.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Video, you're good.
I did have a ow when I was gonna land. I thought I was fucked.
Good riding with you, dude.
You too, dude.
Nice work sending it.
Awesome.
We'll see you next time. Anytime you want to ride, hit me up.
Yeah,
let's
that
rip.
sounds good.
It's nuking.
Be deep. Yeah. Change the flight. Landon, take care. Go next year. Take it off? Yeah. Thanks for letting me stay, by the way. Yeah. Send me the bill.
I saw this shoot in April and wanted to do it, but the conditions weren't right. Just checking it out today, and it's too melted out. Someday I'll be back for this one, though.
Yeah, like if it could fill up to these rocks, give you a little bit wider of a berth, it's doable.
Yeah, definitely doable. It would have been doable that day if I had a boost.
Yeah, for sure.
This isn't one that's doable today. Doable sometime. I looped down at the bottom, got a good look at it. It's nice to see that you can get to the top and it's relatively safe to exit out. The chute that I might be able to do today is right over there. I'll go check that out now. I hope this isn't it. It looks way too gnarly. It can be really hard to find stuff that you look at from the bottom, find it up on top. Maybe it's over there. Another one that I could do midwinter. Right now, I think the snow's too hard to be able to get through the rocks, and I don't think there's any way I could hit that hump and this one on the 46 and make it out. 55 would do it right now. This is the one that I think is doable today. Oh yeah. I don't even know if it's worth having a camera guy come shoot it, actually. If you have a fear of heights, shoots aren't for you. At least scouting them and filming them. You can just barely see the chute there. Snow's a little scary for descents. Very slippery. Like I'm locked up elevatoring right now. This tank definitely changes how the sled handles a lot and drops a ton of ride weight. Not very practical to run. I mean, even in spring snow on a 9R, I have to fill like every hour. I am gonna put this on the 175 chute sled because it's just gonna make a big difference not having that weight pulling chutes. And just because like that sled's not set up to be practical to ride every day, it should be fine on that sled. You know, I'm gonna go to a chute, set up with a filmer or drone guy or something, pull the chute, and then go to the next, and there's just lots of time to refill. If you're riding trees all day or just ripping power or whatever, you know, it'd be impossible to keep up with your group and fill as much as you'd have to. Little squirrely. My track left the snow.
Left the snow right over this line.
It's way more intimidating from the bottom for whatever reason. Normally chutes look worse from the top. Oh, that's sick. That's pretty sick. Nice camera work.
Nice line, dude.
Thanks for hiking out there to film it.
Yeah.
I would love to do this chute, but the way the snow is shaped weird, like dished out, I think it would kick me around, and I don't think I could keep it straight up and out of it. I guess I could hike up there and see if it's soft enough. I better just hike up there and check it out. I know my sled would do it if I could ace it. Take the boot tracks, bunny hop this, let off, land on top of the knuckle, hammer down again, and then hook it right. Aim for the center patch of snow. I'd be almost out of momentum, but as long as I got past that center hump, I think it'd be good to go. Might see if I can get a view from up on top. I'm not really sure what this kicks you out on top of. Oh, that's gnarly. All right, here we go. That was so fun! Oh, I'm pumped that worked out. So sick.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, that was so fun.
That was so sick.
I love chutes.
I was so excited I forgot to press record. Yeah. You got to do it again.
All good. I'm not doing it again.